So hi guys, how are you? Can you guys hear me in the back? Yeah? Okay. Because I can't see your faces, so I'm not sure. You're all in front of computers. My name is Stacy Trujillo. I'm an NAU student. I'm trying to get my CTE certificate to teach you guys kind of what like your teacher does here. He's a CTE teacher. We take our background and turn it into teaching it. So that's what I'm here for. I'm going to do a basic lesson on Excel. Do you guys know anything about Excel? Used it? You guys are going to be smarter than me today? Probably. Probably, right? So I'm just going to do a basic lesson because I didn't know what exactly you knew what to do on Excel or not. So I thought it would be easiest just to start with the basics and learning about what the page looks like, adding some stuff up, entering some stuff up, and then formatting it, okay? So I'm going to hand out real quick a vocabulary sheet. How many students are there in here? 29? I made enough then. Does anybody know what the top portion of Excel, and it's on all Microsoft Office products, what that is called? Anybody? Yes, sir.
Toolbar.
The toolbar. Anybody else? The ribbon. You've seen it in Microsoft, probably Word, PowerPoint. Let me hand these out real quick. I should have asked for somebody to do it, huh? Would have been easier.
Thank you.
I'm going to make this easier and just give these to you guys and you can hand them back. You just pass it back. All right, on our ribbon, we have tabs. You see the home tab, the insert tab? Those are called tabs. Your home tab is going to contain probably the most used items, like your font group, your alignment group, your number group, and your styles group, okay? So on the screen, do you know what that little rectangle box is?
Ooh, a cell.
A cell. Do you know why it's outlined in black? Correct, it's clicked on. It's an active cell. It's waiting for information to be put in. You can put in text, you can put in numbers, you can write formulas. Let's see. My husband gave me a handy dandy little pointer. That's going to be a lot easier than me walking over there each time. Okay, let's see. So right here says A1. On the cell, and that's called the name box right there, it shows you that that is the active cell that's waiting for information. You'll notice that A is highlighted and then 1 is highlighted. That shows you where you are each time. Does anybody know what this box to the left, the right of it is? This little box here? The description? Anybody? That box right here. Yes, sir.
Formula.
The formula box. So the formula box is where you can edit information, and if you ever type in a formula, it'll actually be the formula in there, and I'll show you that later. But actually in the cell will be the answer, or the text, okay? So today what we're going to do, we're going to go over a little bit about personal expenses. I thought this would be something I could hopefully relate with you. And I don't want you to do any type of formatting. I know you probably know how to do a lot of formatting, but I don't want you to do it because we're going to do it at the end. Hold on. one of the things, like if you ever take a class in Microsoft Office, they're going to want you to specifically make a column width to 10. They're going to want you to do it to 15. If you go ahead and change it now, after you do step-by-step instructions, you might mess up. So here's what we're going to do today. This is what the finished product's going to actually look like. A real simple, adding up some stuff, formatting it. You guys, is anybody in Excel? Can you guys open up Excel now? So how many of you own a cell phone? Or your parents own it, actually? Most of you? Let's see. Let me ask that again, because I only got a few hands. How many people have a cell phone? How many people eat lunch here? How many people eat lunch? Not everybody? All right, so what we're going to do today, we're just going to go over these little financial tools and what your expenses are, whether it's your cell phone, your lunch, your fun money when you go out on the weekends or during breaks. We're going to see how much that total is. Right now, you probably don't pay for it. I know I pay for everything. I have a son here. He's a sophomore. And I pay for everything. But in a couple of years, when he's driving, he's going to have to pay for his own gas. He's going to have to pay for his own insurance. I'm not going to want to pay for it, even his cell phone. Okay? So if you can go ahead and in the active cell, go into A1 and type in personal expenses. And then in cell A2, type in your first and last name for me. So we're going to talk about your phone, your lunch, and we're going to call it your entertainment money. Okay, you can go ahead and type those few things in. And again, no formatting. I know if you're OCD like me, you want to format it and you want to make sure that entertainment fits in that column, but we will do that in a little bit. One thing I did forget, these are your column headings. They're lettered, and then your rows are numbered. So when you get through all the letters to Z, then it's going to double up AA, and it's going to go all the way down. I think there's like over 16,000 columns. And then in your numbers, there's over 1 million. It's a huge spreadsheet. Excel is a huge spreadsheet that lets you put in a bunch of data, organize it, format it. All right? Yes, sir?
What's the word, the highlighted box?
Of the highlighted box?
Or the, what box?
So like the highlighted B and the highlighted 4?
Yeah.
Those, B is the column heading is B, and this is the row heading 4. And that'll always tell you where you're at, so you can look at the column or the row heading to see where you're at, and then you have your active cell. And according to my husband, he says you can rename that, but we're not getting there. Does anybody know what the fill handle is? How you can fill in? Excel has this little trick that when it sees January, it knows what the next month is going to be. It knows February comes after it. Does anybody know how to do that? Nobody? I thought you guys were smarter than me. Okay. There's a little box down in the corner. Let's see. This little corner box is called the fill handle. And if you hover your mouse over it, you're going to get a little plus sign. And then you can drag and get the 3 months. Can you guys go ahead and do that? We're only going to go for 3 months. Easy, right? Now it can also do numbers, but if you only put one number in, it's not gonna know what you want to do. If you do the fill handle, it's just gonna copy. But if you put in a number like 1 and then 2, it will know what you're doing. You can even space it out. Select the range so you know it knows what you're doing, and it'll know what you're doing. All right, let's talk about your phone bill. Anybody know how much your phone costs a month? How much is your phone bill? Your phone?
Yeah.
How much is it a month?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
No.
Yes, sir. You pay $20 a month? Your parents pay it, right? I know. I pay my sons too. So we're just going to average this out. And I'm going to say I pay $30. I'll say my son, I paid for my son's phone bill. It's $30 a month. And let's say in March, since he was on spring break, he got bored. He downloaded some songs and games, and it cost me $40 that month. What about lunch? Who buys lunch? Who said they buy lunch here? Somebody buys lunch here. Yes, sir. How much do you spend a day? Like $4? Anybody spend less or more? How much do you spend? About 5? How much do you spend? Huh? 5? So $5 a day times 5 days a week. It's $25 a week, $100 a month. Well, January we were gone a week, so that's what, 75? February we were here all month. And then March we were out 2 months, so about $50. Anybody go to the movies? About how many times a month do you go to the movies? 3? 4 or 5? Really? Like the movies. Anybody else? What else do you guys do for fun? Do you go shopping? Go to batting cages? Anything? You go golfing? How much does that cost you? 20 bucks? Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm just gonna put in some fictitious numbers, because if you go to the movies, what, 4 times a month, $10 a movie, $10 for food, $20 a pop, wow, that's expensive. We're just gonna put in some random numbers here. March, it was spring break, so you guys had a lot of fun, so we're gonna say you spent a lot. All right. Now I want to put in a total, and then over here we're going to average out your monthly spending. All right? So how many people know how to sum? We're going to sum the column B, C, and D. Who knows how to do that? You guys know how to sum it? How to write a formula? How to do an auto sum? Equals. Are you doing it? Are you writing it? We're going to do it down here. I want you to put total in A8, and then we're going to total January, February, March. I know you guys know how to do this. Yes. All right. I want the total down here, though. We're going to total January, February, and March. But you got the right idea. So there's several ways to do it. I see somebody writing a formula, and that's a good way to do it, especially if you don't want to select a range right above it. So you simply always start the formula with equals. You have to put in a parentheses. We're going to do B5 plus B6 plus B7, close parentheses, and we have our sum. The other way to do this is our auto sum button on the home tab in our editing group. That little, I guess it's a Greek symbol, I don't know what it is. It's an auto sum button. If you click it, it'll automatically select the range if there's data above it. If there's no data above it, as in numbers, it will go to the left. It has to be numbers. If there's an empty cell or there's words in it, it will not sum it. Okay? And then you can also use the fill handle. Once you have the formula in, you can use the fill handle, and it'll copy the formula over. Does anybody have any questions? Did I go too fast? Were we able to add it up? So your total should be 195, 280, and 340.
Huh? Oh, 20. Yeah, 20 dollars.
Oh, it's hard to see back here on that screen, huh? Yeah. Any questions? Everybody with me? Everybody see the board okay and got the answers? All right. So now we're going to average out our total in cell E8. Made my cell active. Now we're going to do the average. What does it mean to have the average? Is this always this hard? What does it mean to have the average of something? Yes, sir.
Like every day you pay for it,
Right. We're going to just look at the average. It's basically going to take those three numbers in that total column and divide it by the three numbers. But there's a formula in Excel that allows you to do this quite easily. So we're going to look at the average. Like if we talked about our lunch money, $4, $5, you take that, you sum it up, you divide it by the total, by the number of numbers you have, and then it gives you the average. So if you go to the Formulas tab, we're going to go to More Functions, Statistical, and then there's an average function. I want you to see that before you do it, and then just click on it, and it's going to give us a total. Okay, you get a little box popped up. The range should say B5 through D5, and then click OK. Through D5. Yep. So we're only going to do the total column. Only the total column is going to have it. This window's going to pop up. It selected the range automatically. Mine is wrong though. It says B8 through D8. Oh, that's right. Never mind. I don't know why I was thinking that was wrong. So it's selected. We want B8, C8, and D8. That colon between it means that that's the range. And click OK. So our average should be 271.6667. Everybody get that? Any questions on that? Yes, sir. How did I get there? So go into this column, or this cell. We're going to go into More Functions, Statistical, and then Average. It should select the range B8 through D8, which it did, and then click OK. All right. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about numbers? Do we have 20 phones, 30 phones, 40 phones, or are we talking about money? Money. So let's format this into money. I saw some of you already did it. I said no formatting yet. All right, we're going to select this range, and I only want to select B5 through D8, and you just click on the first cell, keep your finger down, and then click all the way down to D8 so it's all highlighted. Everybody know how to do that, how to select the range? Everybody know how to select the range? Walk all the way back here. You already. So click on the first cell, B5, and then click and drag down. All right, now we're going to we're going to go back to the Home tab, and we're going to make this into some money. We're going to go over to the Numbers group, and we're going to select Accounting. And I like Accounting because the dollar sign is going to be all the way on the left-hand side. There's another one in there that's Currency. And it puts the dollar sign right butt up against the number. It just isn't pretty to me. When you do financials in business, usually the first line and the total line will be the only one that has the $ on it. But for this lesson, we're going to do it all. The other quick shortcut is the $. That'll put it back into the accounting format. Yes, sir.
The dollar thing.
Right here in the number group. Yes, sir.
I'm trying to select on the sales button.
Okay, so click on it and keep your finger on. We're just going to click on it. And then stay clicked down and then drag. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. Go ahead and click OK. Now I left the total on the average out because I wanted you to see the decimal places. When you click on the accounting format with decimals more than 2, it's going to just round it up. So go into E8, click on it, make it active, and then click on the $. And it's going to round it up to the 2 decimal places. So click on, go back to the Home tab. Why is that? Why aren't we ready? Can you click out of that? Oh. And then click on, oh, we're missing a number there.
Oh.
You just put in 20, there you go. And then click on that cell and drag down. And then go in and click on the $.
Oh.
Okay? And then do the same thing with that one. Does anybody have any questions yet? No? Is this easy stuff? Okay, I knew it was anti-bullying week. I wore red today. I don't see very many people wearing red. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. Huh? Your little red thing counts? All right, guys, now we're going to format it so that everything is going to look a little bit more polished and clean, especially if you needed to submit this document to your boss or to your teacher. Rather than giving it to him looking like this, we're going to make it look a little bit nicer. So we're going to practice that click and drag, A1 through AE. Click and drag. Keep your finger down on your button to select that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the merge and center function. Does anybody know where that is? Merge and center. It's on the Home tab in the alignment group. We have a star student here. He's done it. Do you see it up here? Oh, you can't see it on my window. That's not good. Merge and center. Most of you should already have it visible. This one I had to click on here. We're going to do that for this one too. And basically, I'm trying to get it centered over my data. So A through E, so it's all centered up there. Good job. And do the second line, A2 through AE. And this is why I didn't want you to format the column, because I wanted to merge and center this. Now, if you had formatted the column with for personal expenses, it would have been way out here. Column A would have been way out here. I only want to format it to fit entertainment, so that entertainment fits in there. The column width is standard for 8.43 characters, meaning you can put in 8.43's worth of data, whether it's a text or numbers. Now I'm like, why 0.43? 0.43 seems odd, but if you think about it, an I is smaller than a W. So if you have a W, it's going to take up more space than just an I. Who knows how to auto-fit a column width? Oh, I know you guys know how to do this. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna walk around because I know somebody knows how to do this.
Auto what?
I want you to auto fit column A. Anybody know how to do it? Who knows how to do it?
We just got 2010, so
Oh.
we're not familiar with it.
Okay. Who knew? Somebody did it. Oh, you know how to do it. So what'd you do?
Go to column A, then under format, auto fit column with.
Perfect. So what he said, you can go into, you're gonna select the column A, so you gotta click on it. And go into the cells group, format, column width, auto fit. Okay? There's another way to do this, like there's a click and drag. If you put your cursor over the column, you can click it, but it's very hard to like kind of determine how much space to go. And especially if you take a class and they specifically want you to have it to a certain point, it's better to do the column width through the formatting. So we'll go back into format and then auto fit. Everybody got that? Okay, we didn't do auto fit, so cancel. Format, then auto fit column width. The other method, the quick method to do is to put the little cursor between the columns and double click. That also will give you an auto format of the column width. Now I want to show you, I want you to select these 4 columns, and we're going to change the column width to 10. So we're not going to auto fit. I want you to actually change it to 10. So go back into the cells group, format, and then select column width only. And a dialog box should show up. And you'll hit 10, and it'll format all 4 columns. Cells, column width, 10.
Format.
And then column width.
Column width.
And then you're going to type in 10. Everybody with me? Any questions? No questions? If I test you on this, you'll be able to do it next week? Yeah? All right. Now we're going to make it a little bit pretty. So go on to select on A1, your personal expenses. And we're going to go into cell styles. And we're going to give it a title. Title style. Cell styles right here, under styles.
Oh.
And then we're going to do title. Cell under styles group, cell styles, and then the title. Now I want you to go to A2 where your first and last name is. I want you to do the same thing on the home tab. Go to the styles group, cell styles. And I want you to put in heading 2. Okay, A1, go back into A1, cell styles, and title. Now I want to teach you how to select two different information, one a row and one a column. So select the row, click on A4, drag to AE, and then let go of the mouse. And then you're going to hit the Control key, select A5, and drag down to A8. So go ahead and select the months. Can you select the months too? Hit the Control key, and then select the other two, or the other column row. Yep, and then hit the Control key. And then, nope, you gotta hold it down, hold the Control key down. And then phone and down. And then this one. And then Control down. There you go, perfect.
Sorry.
All right, I want you to go back into cells, cell styles. And you're gonna choose heading 4.
Do we need to save this?
No, we won't save it. Everybody there? The last thing that we're going to do on this one is we're going to select the total row from A8 through E8, and we're going to put the cell style total on it. The total. What that total line does is it puts a single line above it saying that what it was summing up has completed, and then the total line. In any accounting, you put double lines under it to say that that is the total. So there'll be a single line above it and a double line below it.
Do the basic part of it.
Can you put the total line on your total, please? Now the last thing to do to make this presentable to your teacher, your boss, is we're going to center it on the page. Have you done that in like Microsoft Word or anything, where you center the information on the page? Anybody? No? We're going to go to the File tab, and we're going to look at the print. Do you see how it's merged over to the left side of the paper? We're just going to make this look a little bit nicer when we turn it in to our teacher, to our boss. We're going to go to Page Setup, Margins, and then we're going to center it horizontally. Now it's in the middle of the page. Margins, and then horizontally.
Where?
Under Print. Click on Print, and then Page Setup on the bottom right. There you go. And then Margins, horizontally. And click OK. So now it's presentable for your boss, your teacher. It looks nice and pretty. So Excel, you know, it has a lot of features in it. Obviously, it can hold a lot of data. You can sort it. You can do these. Oh, I wanted to show you the formula. Let me go back to that. I almost forgot. We talked about the formula up here. You'll notice that my active cell is D8. It actually shows the cost, $340. But notice up here, that's our formula. Do you see that? Up here, you could edit it. If I didn't want D5 in my total, I could go up here and edit it. The formula box will always show you the formula that you put in. All right? That is the lesson that I wanted to teach you guys. Do you have any questions? Any questions? Come on. No printing and you will not save it. So I'm going to select people. Let's see. Oh, you're hiding yourself? Okay. What did I teach you today? Just one thing.
Cell styles.
Cell styles. What did I teach you today?
Active cells.
Active cells. What did I teach you? Because you were already smart.
Because you taught me how to make it look better, more presentable.
Okay, more presentable. What did I teach you today? The column. What about the column widths and making it nice for printing? So that is what we covered. I wanted to cover just some of the basics, getting you to input data, learning how to sum it, learning how to put the column widths appropriately, and then centering it on the page. One last thing before I leave, because you know I have to do it, is give you a little quiz. It's 10 questions. You have a vocabulary sheet, and trust me, the answers are on that vocabulary sheet. Even though my teacher that is going to watch this video doesn't want me to tell you that, it is there. I don't know how many I gave you though. And I will need these back so I can look to see how well I did.
Oh my god, it scared me.
Your friend was like a mad dog when I was watching Happy Guys.
Can you pass it down, please?
Like,
Yeah, I want you done in 2 minutes. I'm teasing. Give you a couple of minutes so your teacher can maybe teach you guys something. The last 2 things I'm going to hand out, because I was assigned to do it, is to give you a little homework practice. And then I also did my whole presentation. Unfortunately, I didn't copy as well as I'd like it to, but it'll be for you, for your information. Because in a business, you will have to use Excel, which one's there? You want to help me? Probably gave you too many. Nope, those are yours. Nope, both of those are yours. Correct on the bottom. Very good. See, and you wouldn't challenge me. You would challenge me. You just noticed that? Where did you end up? You haven't done this? Did you do these? Juan, can you collect the tests for me?
If you're done with your quizzes, can you go ahead and
Yeah, fine. Nope, the homework and the... You guys didn't get the little... I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you guys. You guys are way nicer than I thought you were going to be to me. I thought you were going to challenge me. Giving them to that man back there. So I told my son I would embarrass him. Do you have one? Who knows Raymond Trujillo here? Anybody know Ray? Oh, he thought somebody would know him. Does somebody know Marissa Rodriguez? No? I know Mr. Lisi knows Marissa. Ray and her and Item. All right, guys, thank you so much. Anybody have any questions? Any questions for me? Nope, that is all for you. This is for, these are the extras.
all steps are